got a different hat on this week.
You have. And why is that?
That's for the Bendigo.
Good reason, isn't
anyway,
it?
without what?
Has this got to do with what your cap's all about?
Could be. Could
Ah.
very well be. But
Really?
unless you jump into my bag, you're never going to find out.
All right. What's happening in your bag?
Right. Bloody lovely Rubik's World bag, this one.
Well, it's a big one.
I really enjoy it. It would be a perfect Father's Day present.
Perfect.
Even if you're not a father, just buy one yourself. What have I got here?
Oh, you
I've got some tires.
Tyres.
Got some tires. I've got some tires. Actually.
What?
You
You got more than tires in there. There's some sort of thingamajigger there.
Got the thingamajigger.
Yep.
We'll get that out.
Yep.
Got this thingamajigger.
Yep.
This one.
Yep.
This one.
You got some trade secrets going on here.
This one.
Oh, that feels right.
It does, doesn't it?
Why is that
Got
wet?
this one. You know how many times a day I get asked that?
Why?
Do you know how many times a day? It's not. It still takes my breath away. Shouldn't. Does.
What? Rubbing the sponge on people?
No, it's getting asked why it's wet.
Oh. All right. So we got these bits and pieces. All right. So these are obviously been well used.
These have been well. So what we're going to do here this week, as you know, Hearns Hobbies collaborates with Bendigo.
We're doing.
And bringing the Bendigo Classic around every year.
Mhm.
So the Bendigo Classic, it's in about 5 weeks,
Yep.
6 weeks.
It's an on-road race.
It's an on-road race,
Mhm.
October 13th to 15th.
Mhm.
And they've gone ahead and called an election, not an election, a referendum.
Referendum.
But don't stress about that. You can do postal votes. It's really easy. It's like 2 clicks.
Didn't you say they open up like tomorrow?
They open up tomorrow. Postal
Okay, so
votes.
let's get those
don't
all done.
stress. Don't get in your way.
Hmm.
Don't let that stop you from racing. Get yourselves organised, guys.
Yep.
Do the postal vote thing, absentee vote, whatever,
Hmm.
for the referendum.
Yep.
So that's not a challenge.
Mhm.
What is a challenge is my...
What are you doing?
It's all right. I've got them. I thought I'd lost them. So, and for that marquee event we have up there at Bendigo, we have, they, like most big races, control tyres to make sure everybody's on a level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, predominantly in the past, we've used Sweep EXX 40s,
Yes.
which is the previous generation. The current generation tyre is the DX series,
Yes.
which was released about 6 months ago, about the AOC.
Mm.
Yeah, back in March.
Yes.
That was the absolute first time that those tires had hit the track in the world in anger, and they succeeded massively. They were a really good race tire. However, being such a cutting edge design and polymer recipe, unfortunately, one of the very key ingredients is actually out of stock at the moment.
It is.
So we were unable to secure DX36s, EXX 40s, but we're very tight with Sweep, and we have collaborated and tested and designed tires just for the Bendigo Classic.
That's right. So is it going to
21.5 and 13, which we figured would be the most competitive, biggest entry numbers in those two classes. We've gone with the EXX 40s.
Yes.
Because we've got 140 on hand, and we thought that will be enough to cover that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so got 140 sets of tires for those two classes alone.
Yes.
Now, TCR and modified, they're using a D36, so not a DX, a D36 spoked.
Right.
And this is done for make sure that they are easy to use and robust, because those two classes are really, really hard on tires.
And the wheels look good.
And the wheels look really good on the spoked. Now, for Kyosho classes, and 21.5 junior, they're on a D32 spoked, but treaded. And that's because in the phaser class, we're not allowed to use goop or warmers. And the juniors, it just makes it easier. Again, it's done to make it look cool scale, perform well, and be reliable and robust.
Yep.
So that's why we've come up with this 3-tire formula for this event. It's not ideal, but I think that the product that we've put together with Sweep will be awesome.
Yeah, I think we worked it out really well.
I think we have.
It's not a local thing. It's actually a worldwide.
It's a worldwide
shortage,
thing,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
and the main reason that people know about it is because we're so open with our communications.
that's right.
You know, so we let you guys know. But we have worked with it and worked with the club. We've known for the past few weeks that this is going to be the situation. But that said, the new tires have arrived, and we're super excited.
Well, let's have a closer look at them.
Let's have a closer look. So here
Let's get into
I've got. Where's my? I want a blue mat.
You want the blue mat? The blue mat's here.
I feel naked without my blue mat.
You don't look naked.
It could be a bit
Don't worry
noisy.
about that. What's noisy?
I have become
Really
emotionally.
strong stuff.
I have become emotionally attached to this mat.
Have you?
Me and this mat have seen some good builds.
Really?
Bit of dodginess when Simon was around.
Right.
I won't, but after that, good builds.
Let me just readjust this.
What have you done? Did I kick it?
No. I kicked it. Hang on.
Look, we're all
Yeah,
crooked.
look, it's all good. It's all good.
Just
all
a
good.
quick kick.
Yep, that's it.
Let's get in a
We're
little
sorted.
bit. Let's get in a bit tight. It's rocking and
that's
rolling.
It. That's it.
It's a bit blurry though.
Yeah. There you go.
Look at that, crisp.
All right.
So the tires that you'll be getting for the Bendigo, these are the D32s.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be used in all the Kyosho classes,
Right.
junior, adult, pro,
Mhm.
and also 21.5 junior.
Okay.
So we've in our country, as they've landed, we've put an extra security seal on them.
Yep.
So you will have to, whatever tires you get for the event,
Yep.
you will have to present them to scrutineering
Yep.
in an unopened bag.
So I have to
So
be
just
sealed.
like this.
Yep.
So you can buy them from us, you can buy them from the club, whatever
Yep.
you want to do. But yeah, they are shipping out immediately. I think
Mhm.
there's about 50 sets that have left today.
Yes.
So you have to keep them, your race tires, not your practice tires, your race tires you have to keep intact
That's right.
as far as the packaging.
Yep.
Just to make sure that you haven't, so the scrutineers know that you haven't done any secret squirrel tire prep.
Yeah, like bake them for
Baked
weeks
them,
on end.
really marinated them,
That's
submerged them
That's right.
in TDK. Oh, I love a bit of TDK. So when you do get your packets, right, scrutineering, you roll up the scrutineering, you open it in front of the scrutineers.
Yeah.
It's very rustly, isn't it?
You're learning from me. Yeah.
Get that to the side.
Okay. So
This is what we are greeted with. And you know what? Pre-numbered. Look at that. Oh, look, number 88. How did I do that?
that's a lucky number.
There's no way of... I was lucky, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Well, they can't be used for racing anymore because now they're opened.
Well, these are.
And these are the new... You've got lovely hands today, by the way.
Thank you. I have been.
I've been chopping
Working
mine
out.
up. I've been chopping mine up as much as possible.
Yep.
Have a look at it. Beautiful. And this is the SSF D32s.
So on the packet they say Hankook.
Well, Hankook have collaborated with them in the last few recipes,
Right.
and they love to use that licensing, and it's a beautiful scale. If you have a look on the bead of the sideboard, it's actually embossed.
Oh, is it?
Hankook. Yeah. So these are made under license and in collaboration with Hankook. See here?
Oh, yeah. I think I've got it there. I'm trying to get the reflection right.
So
Oh, that was
when you get your
Oh, here we
tires really well glued, yeah?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, look good.
That is
I
your
like
tires.
it.
Now, this is the next step.
All right. What do you do now?
Well, this is what I do, and it's going to be subjective to a lot of people, but this is a very basic tire prep, all right? And just because you have tires allocated to you,
Yeah.
and that means you can't take them home at night, that doesn't mean, you don't have to have all the tires on your car from the same packet. It's no different packets.
Mix and match.
Yeah, mix and match, as long as
Right.
those tires are allocated to you.
Okay.
But anyway, they're also directional.
All right. So you got these little bits on the end.
Do you want to blow into that for me really hard? People can't see because we're on the overhead, but that was pretty funny what I just said. Here you go. So we've got,
What are we doing? What am I doing?
this is my secret squirrel.
What, your battery?
Well, it's a power source.
Ah, okay.
I just like it. It's neat, keeps it safe.
All right. So you got this device here. So what do we call that device?
We call this a tire sander.
A tire
I'm calling
sander.
it a tire sander.
All right. So there's the battery all plugged up. All right. It's going. We can hear
It's
that.
going.
Yeah. Let me leave this off. Leave that in your frame so everyone sees how it's all hooked up.
Yeah?
All right.
And then I have got my little bag of goodies.
All right.
This is much love. Got an old scourer pad.
So that's a pretty coarse scourer, yeah?
Yeah, pretty coarse scourer.
Yeah.
And these manky looking things here are very well loved 9-step sanding sticks.
Mm.
Now these are really cool because they're so small.
Yep.
And have a look how beaten up they are. These have done heaps of tires.
Yep.
I've got a big one here in case I get really excited. But
And
here's
they've
only
got
small
the
ones.
grits marked on the
They
side.
have got the grits marked on the side. This one I actually can't read it because I've left it so dirty. But that
Right.
will be a 240-400.
Yep.
This one as well. Oh, sorry, 240-120. So whichever side's facing up, that's what we're going to use.
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay. So you want the coarse one?
Want the coarse one.
Okay. So what do you do now? You spin it up.
I'm gonna wet it first.
So what are you using to wet it?
I'm using my scourer, and I'm going to use my scourer
Yeah.
And,
so you spray it on the scale,
and
right?
I've got a little bit of
What is it?
my
Simple
secret-
cream?
what's a little bit of my water-based cleaner.
Right.
Commonly available at a supermarket called Aldi.
Right.
In no way am I associated or advertising for them. And this is where it's going to get a bit messy.
So you're just rubbing it. Are you applying much force on it?
A little bit.
A little bit. So you're pushing down with a bit of resistance. And it's going across the whole face of the tyre.
It's going across the whole face of the tyre. I just wanted to get it wet.
Okay, how about getting a bit tighter so people can see what it looks like now?
Really?
Hang on. Hang on, you're going to be across.
Where am I?
There we go.
Well, hang on. Let me go this side. I'm just worried that I'm going to spray it all over the camera and all over the studio.
That's all right. We've got a spare camera. Okay, so now you're rubbing it down with a sanding stick. So it's actually taking a bit of material off, and that's why it's starting to go that matte color, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how much are you taking off? Just a little bit?
I just really want to get the side, the middle molding line off.
But you've gone across the whole surface as well.
Yeah, going across the whole surface.
But most of the attention is on the center line.
Yeah. And this is on a tyre, mind you, that you can't use goop on.
Right. Okay, so that's prep for the softer tires that's not going to be gooped.
Yeah.
So that'll be ready for its first run.
This one here, so you can see here by the texture of the tyre, it's got a little bit roughed out.
Yep.
And we've nearly got that mold line off.
Yep.
Now I've got a little bit of magic foam.
So the magic foam, that's the thing that you rubbed on me before that was wet, right?
Yeah, that's the wet one from before. Who knows what was on there?
So the magic foam.
Yeah.
So the melamine foam.
Yep.
And then you're going to fire it up again?
Magic foam, magic eraser.
And so that's basically just polishing it up again.
Yeah, and that's just polishing it up. Trying not to spray it all over myself, which is harder than it's looking.
So that white stuff coming off, that's just
foam.
Okay. Oh, there you go. It's foaming up.
It is a soap that I'm using on there.
Okay.
And the reason I'm doing it wet is because I don't want to introduce any
heat.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Keep it cool.
It is going to keep it cool, but I don't want to really introduce a heat cycle into the tire if I can avoid it.
Okay. And then what are you going to do?
Then I've got a nice clean microfiber cloth.
Yep. Okay, with a bit of
and you can see the mess that I have made.
Well, let's have a look at that next to a fresh one.
A fresh one. Well, it should look very similar. It's just going to look a little shinier. See, it's got a sheen.
Yep.
And
the center line is almost off.
The center line is going to be almost off, completely gone. Like I said, I have done it on camera.
Yep. Okay.
And if you notice that the stickiness of the tire, like if you feel that, it's like activated the rubber. I don't know if there's a sticky meter, but touch it. I wouldn't. You can lick it if you want. It's safe.
Where do you want me to touch it?
Touch it here versus here.
Oh, you mean the tire?
Yes.
Oh, this feels tackier. It's shiny and tackier.
It's like really like tacky and open, like it opens the pores. And I've used no harsh chemicals on that.
Okay. Yeah, it's different.
And I would do that. I mean, I wouldn't, not in my racing, but I would recommend if you were really serious of what the most performance out of your tires, you do that after every run.
Every run, okay.
And the other thing that I do after every run, so I've got a well-used set here of tires.
Yeah.
These are actually from last year's.
Are they the same?
These are from last year's Bendigo Classic.
Okay.
These are straight from the track. Now, what I would do after every run.
Yep.
Now, this is straight from the track, so it may need. I would pull really back, really hard on this outer edge.
See if the rubber's coming off the rim.
So. See if the rubber's coming back off the rim. And then I generally don't take any chances. So I pull it back just to make sure and see if it's tearing. Then what I'm going to do, Beach.
Yep. Well, I guess
this one here.
It started.
This one
by doing that,
really, really good.
You're actually opening it up as well, right?
So I'm going to pretend that I have in fact got. Let's go a bit tighter here. You can have a look at it. No, this one first.
Oh, the secret, the magic juice.
So this is straight from this is before you've put it on the tire sander, Yep. Straight afterwards.
Yep.
And this is off my TCR that I run in that ear.
Right.
So that is fine for all intensive purposes, but this is what I do. So I've got my Zap kicker.
Okay, so that's a super glue activator. Okay, so you sprayed it on and you're going to wipe it off?
It's a really, really good cleaner as far as you know, getting the joint. So I'm not using it as a kicker. I'm just making sure that there's no dirt and debris there
Yep.
to inhibit my super gluing,
Yep.
the adhesion.
Yep. I've got a feeling that it helps adhesion too, because it's gone deep.
Well, it can't hurt, can it?
No.
Because the idea with kicker, well, generally in the past, is that you put your super glue on, and then you spray kicker on the
top of it.
And
that's right.
But I find that just it makes it white and sort of burns the super glue.
Yep.
So I'm just wiping it off. I keep turning my cloth.
Yep.
And making sure that there's no goop, there's no mess there.
Okay.
Then I get my Yokomo glue, and
Yep.
I love this glue. This is a brand new one.
Yep.
And it's got a resealable bag, which is really nice.
Yep.
But have a look what's inside it.
What do we got?
Glue.
Got some glue. Yeah, that's expected.
Super thin.
Oh, what are they?
We've got a needle cap,
Yeah.
which is really good. If you
Oh,
get a
so
blockage,
it's got like a little needle inside the cap itself. Okay.
bit of silica gel that you don't eat.
Yep.
And 2 nozzles.
Oh, the Teflon nozzles.
Not 1, but 2.
Yep.
So they are really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead here. That's the one that I did.
What are we going to do? We're going to get in a bit tighter?
Well, this is, I hate doing this stuff on camera because this is when it's going to go wrong.
Well, as long as you don't squirt it in my eye, I think we're all right.
So I've just taken the lid off.
Yeah.
Going to plunge the needle in. Hopefully.
Okay, so that breaks the factory seal.
Breaks the factory seal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, a little bit of spin. Okay, it's opened up.
I can see it's opened up by how it's coming out.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my nozzle straight on.
Mm-hmm. And the good thing about these is if you do have a little bit of glue left over in the nozzle, it's normally stuck in the end.
Yeah.
And if it seals up, you just snip the
you
end off
snip
it,
it off.
and it just keeps
That's
going.
right. It just keeps on going.
Yeah.
So I've got my little nozzle on there.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here now is just put the tiniest amount.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to do. This is
it's not a natural angle for you, is it?
No.
Trying to show the camera. It's going to go all over your fingers. Because I saw a bit gone through, so I wouldn't be surprised if your finger's going to get stuck to that rim soon.
You're making me nervous. You're making me nervous, Paige.
It's just running commentary.
It is, isn't it? I'm going to try and do it like this.
Yeah, that's safer.
It's not also how I do it, but there's a lot of capillary action here on the fresh tire glue.
Yeah.
Just using the tiniest amount.
Yep. You see it flowing.
And it's quite a craft. But doing these little simple steps will ensure that you get the maximum performance out of your tire.
Well, you don't want the bead to start coming loose, right? Because
No.
then the tire will start rolling, and at worst, it'll come all the way off, and then you'll have no traction at all.
It'll damage the tire.
Mm.
Won't come all the way off, but they can tear and start making the front end of the car feel funny.
Funny. I mean, funny's good for certain circumstances, but not when you're driving a race car. Oh, look at that. Are you getting the hang of it?
Well, again, it's not my... And then I'll just simply just roll it around, sort of get a little bit of...
Give it a little bit of squeeze.
And that is it.
Okay.
Now, the reason I do that when it comes straight off the track is because after that is sat for 5 minutes, then I'll put it on the tire sander.
Yep.
I won't do it now because it probably hasn't had time to exactly dry.
Now, you do the other side as well, right? After this sits.
I'll do the other side.
Yep.
I'm just cleaning out the nozzle.
Yep.
Making sure that there's no hard bits in there. Create a little bit of vacuum and put the supplied cap back on.
Yep.
And this one goes straight back.
Leave the silica gel in there.
And his little pouch. Yep.
Yep. The silica gel just absorbs any air that's in there, and that's the
Any
stuff
moisture?
that's going to that's the stuff that's going to set it off. All right, that's pretty much it, yeah?
That is it. Look at that. We've got our glue back in our little bag.
Yep.
And that will last for months. Well, it will last for months.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
Then after this,
give it a bit of a wipe.
Give it a little bit of a wipe just to make sure. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this bad boy up.
And you don't want glue flying?
I don't want glue flying.
No.
Usually I would wait, like by the time you do all of them, it's usually like a 5-minute process.
Right.
Oops, can you put that back in there for me, please?
Okay.
In case I ever get a blockage, it's a handy little...
Can you little grab it in there?
Yeah. Now, like I said, this is a well-used second-hand tyre.
Mm.
Let's see how badly I've buckled the wheel over my racing. Being a sweep, it'll be pretty good, I imagine.
All right, so what are you going to do now? You're doing exactly the same sort of process?
Doing the same process.
All right, so you got your scourer pad now.
Got my scourer pad.
All right, you're lubricated with the water-based cleaner.
Can you hear that?
What, the squeakiness?
The squealiness.
Right. Is that good?
I like it.
Oh, okay.
And then
How many runs do you reckon it's been on that?
This would be a race tyre, so this would have had two runs.
Right, okay.
If it's in that condition.
All right, so now you got your sanding stick.
Yeah, and this is a fine one.
Oh, it's a fine one?
Because it's a second hand, so this will be a...
Like a 600 or something?
600, 800. And again, I'm just looking for a little bit of foam.
Right.
There's not much of a death ring on there, so I don't need to go too hard. You can hear that starting to grip up.
Yeah, as it squeaks, because it's getting... Okay, yeah.
Then I'll give it a little bit of a...
A white with a dry rag?
Yep, just a dry rag. Which is hard because it's so grippy.
Yep.
And that is it. And that is a race tyre.
Like prepped up for another run.
Ready to go. Feel how sticky Mickey that is.
It is too.
And that, again, is using no harsh chemicals or goops.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
And that is going to be very similar. This will be very similar to the 36. So this will be like the mod tyre, the 36 and TCR tyre.
There you go.
And that is a couple little steps that I can do to make sure. And then look at that. Like
so this is what everyone can do.
Yeah, with very little cost, don't need any dangerous chemicals. And
It's really tacky.
It's quite rewarding as well. And that way, you know, you're absolutely getting your best out of your tyres.
Yeah.
And like I said, the best thing is I haven't used anything dangerous.
Yeah.
There's no dangerous chemicals or anything there.
That's good, isn't it?
It's not something that I'll be doing to my phaser. Your 21 might cop a bit of love. Hey, the 21 might get a bit of race prep.
It's going to get a lot of loving.
So I look forward to that adventure. But that is it, and that's how you take care of your tyres.
Oh, very cool. I feel totally different to when I was like racing hardcore.
Yeah.
Tyres never felt this good.
Well, these are the latest. These are like the latest generation rubbers. That's why, you know.
Amazing, isn't it?
And they actually, like, these tyres, sweep tyres are so fast now. They're definitely the fastest tyres in the market. Yeah, I really look forward to getting the DX range back in.
Yeah.
But for the moment, I'm sure that we've got something that's really going to be very reliable and easy to use.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, good. All right, thanks for joining us. Let's see what we've got in our comments here.